CN Inside the Studio is proudly sponsored by F&M Bank.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CN Inside the Studio, where we highlight the stories, voices, and achievements of the Chaldean American community. I'm your host, Sarah Kittle, and today we have a very special guest joining us. In communities, representation matters. Whether it's in business, education, public service, or leadership, seeing people from your own community step into roles that make a difference can be incredibly inspiring. Today, we're talking with someone who's doing just that. Our guest is the only female Chaldean police officer serving in West Bloomfield, a city that is home to one of the largest Chaldean populations in the country. Every day, she carries the responsibility of protecting and serving the public while also representing both women and the Chaldean community in a profession where diversity is still growing. We're going to talk to her about her journey into law enforcement, the challenges and rewards of the job, how her Chaldean upbringing shapes the way she approaches her work, and what it means to be a role model for the next generation. Officer Zena Daley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So first, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, I was born and raised in Oak Park, and about 11 or 12, my mom moved us to Madison Heights and then Sterling Heights, which is where I still live now. Small family. I have a younger sister, a younger brother, very close, and I've been married for 20 years, have 3 of my own kids. I've been in law enforcement for 24 years now, and I currently serve as the Community Relations Officer for West Bloomfield.
Nice. You said earlier that you started in Pontiac. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I went to the police academy when I was 20. I got my associate degree literally right after high school. I started that fall and went to the police academy when I was 20, which was kind of funny because I can't even buy my own gun at that point, so my cousin had to help me with that. I worked there for just shy of 3 years before they started to do layoffs and disbanded their police department, which I then went to Clarkson part-time until I came here to West Bloomfield. So,
what made you decide to go into law enforcement?
There's a handful of reasons. I really wanted to do something that I thought was going to be fun. So I wanted some excitement. I wanted to run around. I wanted to act, all the crazy police thoughts you have, like that's what I wanted to do. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go, where I was going to start, but I knew that I wanted to have fun doing it. I also wanted to help support my family. At that point in our life, financially, we needed a steady income, so I wanted to help support my mom and my family. And I didn't want a desk job. I wanted to make an impact on even one person's life. Like I know then I would say, I want to help people. And as I've gotten older and through the years, I realized it's really making an impact in someone's life.
So you said that you have children. How does that work with your job?
My oldest is 15. So when I was pregnant with him, I was working light duty, the front desk, and helping our records department at the time. And I remember maybe 1 to 2 months before I had him, I had, all the hormones. And I had the thought of, I can't be a police officer and be a mom. Like, this is not going to work for me. So that went through my head for a while. I had my son. I was lucky to be home for 4 months with him. And by the end of that 4 months, I came back to my normal self. I was like, okay, I'm a mom and I'm going to, I'm a mom and I'm going to be a cop. It works. So it has its challenges because it's shift work and it's difficult sometimes. And my kids understand and they worry. But I try to keep that very even at home and I don't talk about work very much.
Was there a particular moment that you decided that you wanted to go into law enforcement, or was there somebody in law enforcement who inspired you? Or
I actually didn't know anyone in law enforcement, no one in my family, no friends. It was, I would say, the end of my senior year of high school. I actually thought I'm going to go to New York and be a police officer there. So, and I think it was just the excitement of it that I was like looking forward to. So I wouldn't say that really there was anyone that I knew, or it was just a feeling that I had.
That's pretty incredible. Being the only female Chaldean officer in West Bloomfield, it's a unique position. What does it mean to you?
I really love it, right? Like when we have a large Chaldean population here, and although I don't speak very much Chaldean, I speak Arabic, but as you might know, most Chaldeans do speak Arabic. So it's nice that I can intervene or help when I know that there's a situation, there's a language barrier. So I have been able to translate at the hospitals for patients that we have to talk to. And sometimes I just sit back and I just listen in case it's a home where they don't recognize that I'm Chaldean. And maybe I'll give you an example. If it's a domestic situation and the spouse doesn't want the other one to talk, at least I can pick up on that and say, hey, we actually need to do something different here because I know he's telling her not, or she not telling them not to talk. So.
Oh, you have a secret power.
Sometimes, yeah. Only when they don't recognize it.
What challenges do you face as a female in a male-dominated field?
I don't feel like I really face anything in my department as far as that. But I feel like when I'm on the road, sometimes there is difficulty dealing with, I'll say, men that don't want to, do what a female is telling them to do. So I can't say that happens very often, but it does happen.
You're also small in stature, so I'm sure that helps.
That definitely plays a role.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility knowing that young Chaldean girls might look up to you and aspire to be like you?
I do, actually. And we actually did have another female officer work for us. Her name was Miranda Daoud. She now works in Sterling Heights, closer to where she lives. But when she came in, I did feel like a big sister to her. She was a very young girl. She started too. And I just felt like, okay, let me give her some guidance, right? This is what some should and shouldn't do's, right? Because I've experienced some of them already being in law enforcement for this long. So I do definitely feel a responsibility.
Yeah, I think we covered Miranda.
Oh, okay.
In an earlier story, yeah. You've talked about moments on the job where your culture has helped. Can you think of any particular instance? If not, that's fine.
I mean, I could say recently, but it was very minor. Recently, there was a claim at a hospital. An elderly woman was, someone must have heard that her son had assaulted her. And the caregiver was trying to assist, and I was basically there to make sure the caregiver's truly, I don't know if she was a caregiver translator, I'm not sure what her actual role was there, but she was translating, actually asking the questions that we really needed her to ask and not, look, we're a tight community, right? And sometimes we want to cover for each other. Mm-hmm. So it's really making sure, are you asking the question we're asking you to say, and are we getting the right answer back? And that's very, like I said, very minor, but I know there's other situations. I just can't recall them right now.
Is there anything from your culture, from your upbringing that guides you in certain situations?
I don't really think so.
Did you grow up in the Chaldean church?
I did, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I will say, my mom kept us pretty sheltered. Mm-hmm. We were not around a lot of people. Like I have some very close cousins that were we grew up with, and they literally know every and anyone, and they've been to every and anything. And we were the complete opposite. We were so sheltered. When people ask me my maiden name, and I tell them, they always ask me about another family that I have no idea who they are. And I always have to say, I literally only know my dad's brothers, you know what I mean, and his sisters. Other than them, we were very, very sheltered and closed off.
Okay, now you have to tell us your maiden name.
Simona.
Okay. What goals do you have for your career going forward? And what do we have to look forward to?
Well, so I was on patrol for 22 or 23 years of my career, and I'm in community relations now. I've been in this role for just under a year and a half. I am eligible to retire in 7 years. Truly, I hope to stay in this role and make it amazing.
That is fantastic. Okay, if young people from the community are listening right now, what message would you want them to hear?
I would want them to know that you do not have to be afraid of the police. Every community is different. Every police department is different. But I will tell you, here in West Bloomfield, we truly are here for our people and our community. We are here to serve, and we are not here to scare or hurt you. That's one of the things I love about the role I'm in now. Very, very different than being a patrol, is I'm able to let people see police in a different way than when they're called to their home, because usually that's in an emergency. Usually there's some chaos going on, or you're in a panic. So people are not always thinking rationally or at their best, right? And they see us in a way where, like, sometimes it's just negative.
Right.
And why I love this role is I get to see and meet people and young people. I mean, really all ages, but I get to like to be in the schools and let them see me too. And we're safe people and we are here to protect you. If you get pulled over, you don't have to get scared. You know, like I know a lot of people panic and you don't have to. We really are here to serve.
How long did you say you've been in the community?
In West Bloomfield?
Yeah.
I've been here for 17 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in your current role?
This role for a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're off duty, how do you like to spend your time?
Well, you'll find me in the gym most of the time and then hanging out with my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite? Oh, we could talk about faith, food, and family. So we're going to talk about food. Is there a favorite Chaldean dish that does it for you?
For me, well, I absolutely love my fattoush salads. That's my number one, made by my mom, of course. And then I would say, of course, dolma and kabahamo. They're my favorite.
So what is it? Were you excited about this community center opening here in West Bloomfield?
I actually really was. This place was shut down for a long time. It did not look good. And you guys have really done such an amazing job. And this has made an impact in the community already, I feel like. Just the events you guys hold. I've been to several events here, so it really is very nice.
Yeah, the trunk or treat was fun.
It was. And it's just so it really is very welcoming, so I love that.
What's it like working for Dale Young?
It's very easy. Honestly, he's a very good chief to work for. He's very easy to work for. He works with us, so I absolutely love working for him.
It seemed like that when we had that
Yeah.
breakfast with the champions. It seemed like you guys were really a very cohesive group.
We are, yeah, we definitely are.
You're like family.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's what it's like here for us too. So it's
Oh, I
really
bet.
nice. Yeah. And we're excited about this. This place, not even really being utilized to its capacity yet, but we're working on it.
Oh, I bet.
We've just had a few cooking. We've got the Chaldean cooking in the kitchen, but we just had an event that we're calling the Village Table, where we're getting elders in the community in here
Oh,
to eat, food and fellowship, but also inviting some young people too, so they can kind of be mentored by these community elders who don't necessarily like to be called elders.
right. That's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, it's so welcoming, and I just love that. And I actually did see there was a video, the restaurant across the street. I think he was here teaching.
Yeah. Nona Maria's.
Yep, family, yeah.
They really happy that we're here.
That's awesome.
We've seen a lot more traffic, I think, on Walnut Lake Road
Yeah.
since we've been here too. So, and the library's just opened up. We're going to be teaching classes. Actually, Father Marcus is teaching classes on the Church of the East
Oh, that's awesome.
out of here. So yeah, there's a lot of synchronicity. It's a really good thing. So I just want to hear more about you personally. You said you have 4 kids. The oldest is 15.
I have 3 kids.
3
My
kids.
oldest is 15.
Okay.
He's a freshman in high school this year. And that's been a pleasant change, I guess. Struggling a little bit, but we're making it. And then I have a 13-year-old boy. He's in 7th grade. And my baby, my daughter, she's 7 years old.
Are any of your kids interested in going into the?
Probably my daughter is always telling me she wants to be a police officer. So she's usually the one. My oldest, not so much. My middle boy used to when he was a little bit younger. And now he's more driven towards like, I want to be an engineer or maybe a lawyer. He could be a lawyer. He's always, arguing with me about something. So
He's got skills.